Hey folks, this is Matt once again, coming at you with another random review. And this time for Deep Blue Sea film. Watch it again. Still enjoy this film, always enjoyed this film. I actually saw this in the theater back in 1999. Which just show you what the DVD is like. I believe this film is on Blu-ray, I believe. Have to pick it up sometime. But yeah, the DVD, not too many features. Commentary that I don't even remember much about. Little documentaries. Not sure if this has much of a fan base nowadays, but I do know when I saw this back in 1999, it was a good movie theater experience because it was a movie that had some really good surprises with it. I was probably about 16 years old when I saw this in the theater, still in high school. And this was a fun, entertaining, you take a B movie idea, you give it an A-level budget, and you have a good director. I do think Renny Harlin is a good director. I enjoy Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. I enjoy Prison, which he did before that. I love Die Hard 2. I love The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, which I reviewed. I absolutely love Cliffhanger. I like The Long Kiss Goodnight. Now, granted, his recent stuff, he did like a found footage movie, and that was shit. The Covenant, didn't care for. Was a Cutthroat Island, was never a big fan of. Or really never a fan of it at all. But he's made quite a few good movies, and I don't understand when people say, oh, the guy's just shit. He's never made a good movie. And I'm like, Cliffhanger isn't a good movie? Die Hard 2 isn't a good movie? This isn't a good movie? Hell, that movie that came out, Jurassic World, one of the reasons I didn't care for that film is I saw that movie and I go, that ripped off this movie so much. It really, at least to the point that someone saw this movie who were behind Jurassic World. They saw this movie somehow, some way, some form. I would not be surprised. They had to have. Now, before I get into that, why do I enjoy this film? It has some good twists and turns, some good surprises, which I'll let you know in a bit, which I still remember being like, oh shit, in the theater. I think it has a good cast. You got Thomas Jane. This is the first time I ever saw Thomas Jane in a film. And of course, he would go on to be in stuff like The Punisher. Really enjoy Thomas Jane as an actor. You have LL Cool J, which I'm fine with acting-wise. I think he does a perfectly fine job as the cook. I think he does perfectly fine. Michael Rapaport, I remember him in Metro with Eddie Murphy. Copland with Sylvester Stallone. Michael Rapaport is a good, I don't know if you want to call him character actor, but he's a pretty funny guy. He plays a funny character in the flick. Stellan Skarsgård, who is now in the Thor movies. He's a good actor. Samuel L. Jackson. If you remember this film, you definitely remember him and his character for certain reasons. But yeah, I really enjoyed the cast. This woman, Saffron Burrows, not so much, but considering what happens, I'm fine with it, and I'll get to that. I like the cast. I think they work well together. This moves at a good pace. It's only an hour and 40-some minutes long. It has some wonky CGI at times, which is one of the only flaws I give it. But it also has some really damn good practical effects mixed in there. A lot of good practical effects. As well as some pretty decent up-close CGI. But again, there is some wonky CGI, I'll admit. But there's some good shots, like this shot here. That's a damn good shot for a movie. And then there's some really good practical shark effects, which is well done as well. And some of the wonky CGI I can deal with. I can let go, because there's some good stuff mixed in there. And it is a 1999 film, so I can give it some leeway since it's, damn, like, what's 17 years old? Wow, 17 years old. It's an R-rated film, so you definitely have some good R-rated... Wait a minute. This says it was PG-13. There's no way this is PG-13. The back here says PG-13. There's no way this is PG. This is PG-13. Are you serious? Is this really PG-13? I thought it was rated R. The back of this DVD says PG-13. I don't. Are you serious? Or is this DVD fucked up? Like this. What was the rated Deep Blue Sea had? No way this was PG-13. This had to have been rated R. There's shitloads of blood and a guy gets his arm bitten off. This has to be rated R. What's the rating on IMDb? Yeah, it says R rating. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, it says R rating on IMDb. You can't see it, but I swear it says... Yeah, PG-13. This DVD says this film is PG-13. Oh, I just noticed that. Holy shit. Again, if you can see that. Yeah, you tell it that there's a PG and then there's a 13. For shark attacks and for language. I guess I didn't want to mention the gore, the violence. Again, a guy gets his arm bitten off and people get chomped to bits and pieces. And the blood runs, the water runs red with blood. Sorry, I got off kilter there because I'm like, fucking PG-13. Wow. They really fucked that up on the DVD. That makes me laugh now. But yeah, I enjoy this film because it has a cast who I like, a leading man who does the silent but strong guy you can trust very well, and honestly better than Chris Pratt. And I like Chris Pratt as an actor, but that's what I'm talking about with the Jurassic World thing. His character in Jurassic World is this character that Thomas Jane plays. It is exactly this character. The only thing is he doesn't have a fucking his own sharks that he trains like fucking dogs. Maybe because someone knew that'd be fucking stupid. See, if it was Jurassic World, it would have Thomas Jane riding fucking... No, it'd be dolphins, right? Riding fucking dolphins, you know, like he's the aquatic beastman, like he's fucking Aquaman instead of the Beastmaster. I mean, again, if you like Jurassic World, that's fine. I do not. I felt that this film did it much better, faster pace, more thrills, R-rated violence helps. I like the cast more. I think Thomas Jane, Chris Pratt, he works well in the fun, charm, tongue-in-cheek, a la Guardians of the Galaxy. But you look at Jurassic World, they didn't really give him much of that. Because you can't remember any dialogue, any funny bits, anything of that nature. They try to make him the strong, silent type who had a little bit of background, and then is either messing with raptors or here messing with sharks and is hired as part of this group, and people don't want to listen to him even though he does some warnings. But then that he's really the guy that you should listen to. And again, Chris Pratt doesn't really do the strong, silent type. I don't think he's fit for that. Thomas Jane is fit for that. That's why you would see him in films like The Punisher. It's like, wow, this guy would work well as The Punisher. And he did a good job as The Punisher. And for those who make fun of the plot, yeah, there's holes in the plot. For example, the whole idea, researchers, undersea laboratory. They want to find out the cure to Alzheimer's. They make the shark's brain bigger. Automatically, that makes them smarter. Of course, we all know just because your brain is automatically bigger doesn't automatically make it smarter. You have to be taught stuff. We have to, like, if my brain gets bigger, I have to be taught information. I have to learn the information. I have to be told the information. You just say the same thing for Jurassic World if you want to complain about this movie. Because Jurassic World does the same damn thing. Like the genetically enhanced dinosaur. Okay, it's smarter, but who taught it how to hide its heat so that no one would know. Like, how the hell would it know that those people are looking through the computer and could see his heat through a computer? And half the shit he was doing in that movie. How did it know to do that? How did it know tactics? Like, let me camouflage here and only use it once. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. If you want to talk about plot holes, you can name a shitload of plot holes in Jurassic World, but no one does. And that film got a huge box office, became one of the most successful films of all time, and huge praise up the ass. But this got the shaft. It didn't do that well when it came out, especially in the US. Maybe it made some money worldwide, but not in the US. And critics took a shit on it. But yet, if you want to complain the plot to this, it has the same thing as in Jurassic World. Only this has a better cast, better pace, R-rated thrills, a good chunk of actual practical effects along with some CG. And it's just a much more entertaining, fun, exciting movie. With characters I like. Characters I give a shit about. And I think Renny Harlin does a good job filming. It looks like he filmed that should be in theaters. I wish there was more of these kind of movies put into theaters. And there's not. You have the cheap jack horseshit, Asylum, Sci-Fi Channel, all that crap. Dino Croc versus Super Dater versus Mega Piranha versus Lava Lantula, all this other crap. If you give it a good actual budget and maybe competent director and some competent actors, then maybe I would care. This had a competent director. You had a good cast. You have some fun, exciting thrills. And good physical, actual, practical special effects, not just shitty CGI from beginning to end. How the beginning where it's just a bunch of kids having fun on the boat. You see a practical shark coming out of the bottom of the boat, smashing in, people flying through the water, trying to get them, and it's in the hull of their boat. People investigate, they realize one of the sharks got out, they get the shark, bring it back. Samuel Jackson comes in, they go, what's going on with our money? What's going on with this? The shark was able to get out, public relations nightmare. Saffron Burrows talking about how they're dealing with the cure for Alzheimer's, this and that. Let me show you our facility. And weirdly enough, in that scene, if you watch, Ronnie Cox from Total Recall, RoboCop, the Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, he's in that scene, but he has like no dialogue. I have to think there was more to that scene, and Ronnie Cox's lines got cut. Just like, that's Ronnie Cox. I don't remember him having any lines of dialogue. I'm like, holy shit, it's Ronnie Cox. He's there for a reason, right? And then we never see him again. So I thought that was kind of strange. But the facility on the water and that leads under the water, I thought was well done. Good widescreen scope to it. The cast, for the most part, do a good job. The only person in the cast was Saffron Burrows with her thick accent, whatever it was. Not the biggest fan, but again, what happens, I'm fine with. Does a decent enough job building up these characters. LL Cool J and Michael Rapaport has some fun banter back and forth, like they've been friends for a while. Thomas Jane does the strong, silent type. I don't want to call him the Shark Whisperer, but this is kind of what people are trying to think of him as, like the Raptor Whisperer in Jurassic World, right? Yeah, no similarities, and let's take something, genetically fuck with them to make it smarter. Yeah, no similarities at all. But yeah, this got a huge shit on it, a wet sloppy shit when it came out. But Jurassic World gets all the praise, but that doesn't make sense, and that it doesn't matter. But the fucking first scene is a fucking CGI claw coming out of an egg, and so it doesn't matter. Sound like The Rock. It doesn't matter, man. It still made money. Why? Because Jurassic was in the fucking title. Because it's got the nostalgia of Jurassic Park behind its ass. That's why. And I'm sorry, that's not fucking good enough. But it is for the money, guys. That's what pisses me off. I think that's why I wanted to see this film, because all this nostalgia talk and nostalgia bullshit, and one of the films that was a huge hit that I didn't care for was Jurassic World. I'm like, you know what, let me see a better movie. So they're talking, they show Samuel Jackson, this thing they're doing with this shark. They have a practical shark effect. I'm not sure if they list who did the effects, because they did a really good job with them. Seeing if they have here on the back of the DVD. And no, they don't. Really good practical effects, and then again, it reaches out and bites Stellan Skarsgård's arm off. Just blood pouring out. Oh shit. Now they gotta give him the safety. The helicopter comes in, they hook him up. There's a big storm raging. And all looks well done, and it looks real enough for me, and scope to it, like there's a budget behind it. And this poor guy, Stellan Skarsgård, he's had his arm bitten off. He's in this stretcher thing, falls all the way down to the fucking ocean. And then, just again, this guy has shit luck. Like, is this fucking Friday the 13th this guy is doing this on? Gets his thing grabbed. And again, just shows how destructive these things can be. All hell's breaking loose. Grabs the thing. Goes forward. To the point it's going so fast and so powerful. Hence the tagline. That it's even going through the grates and pulling the helicopter. They can't dislodge it, and pulls the helicopter right into the top of the facility, blowing up the helicopter, blowing up the people in it, blowing up the poor woman inside, killing everything, fucking the people's day up. And not only that, there's one swim up to where these people are underground, underwater, looking through a screen, like a window, and the shark just throws the poor guy up against the thing to shatter it, and they all gotta get out of there. And then pretty much it's survival. This group of survivors trapped in this underground, I keep saying underwater facility with these genetically enhanced, smart as fuck sharks. And you get to see sharks inside corridors, and sharks inside kitchens, and LL Cool J has a fun scene battling a shark, and the shark eats the bird. So animals aren't even safe in this, and I think LL Cool J is fun. You know, he's a religious guy, and he's like, yeah, I appreciate the irony, but I'm not going to die in my kitchen. Gets out, gas is on. You ate my bird. Throws it, blows it up. Well done explosion. Well done. Renny Harlin knows how to handle action scenes. Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger. This guy knows how to handle action scenes. Longest Goodnight. I wish Renny Harlin could do one like that again. I really do. Because 12 Rounds sucked. Maybe if it wasn't John Cena, it could have been good. But I just hate fucking John Wiener. Fucking John Wiener. Hate that guy. I really do. Worst fucking wrestler of all time. Great Khali is a better fucking wrestler than that guy. The Great Khali sucks. Let's see what else there's. And I know he's got a new film with Jackie Chan, but I don't have any hope for it. But anyway, again, their struggle to get out of there. And yeah, that scene with Samuel Jackson. Anyone who remembers this movie remembers this scene. This is what I'm talking about with some of the great surprises when I watched this film in the theater, and it stuck with me to this day, is when Samuel Jackson, he's the character, but okay, he's probably going to survive because it's Sam motherfucking Jackson. He's giving a speech, giving sort of the Quint and Jaws speech about something that happened before that he got out of alive, and for Sam Jackson, there's some type of avalanche, and you know, doing sort of the hero speech. You know, we're we're going to get through this. At first, what we're going to do, and then boom, he gets out and just gets eaten. Now, I will admit, this is one of those times where the CGI does not hold up. Again, that's really my only problem, is the CG, when it happens, doesn't hold up. But at least that moment, the idea and the moment and the surprise, at least, like, oh shit. Which led to, if you remember Dave Chappelle, what he's saying, Jackson, a motherfucking shark ate me. On Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show. But yeah, that was the big surprise. No one thought Sam Jackson was going to die, and you do. You kill him, and then you kill him in the most surprising way while he's in the middle of the heroic speech. That is a memorable moment. And a surprise, and a twist. You have sequences like when they're trying to go up this tunnel and there's flames all around and this poor woman's on the scaffold and she gets drugged down and then you think she's going to make it, but then the shark has her and is biting on her and Thomas Jane's trying to help her and she gets dragged back down again. Sort of this scene on the side here. Or the sequence with him and Michael Rapaport have to, in order to get from A to B to Z, how to do these scenes with these pipes and with these, what the hell you call it, valves. And Michael Rapaport, and when people get eaten, they get eaten 2 bits. Like, they get the shit eaten out of them. They get fucked up. And that's what I liked. I mean, that's what makes me laugh when this DVD says PG-13, because it's not a PG-13 movie. And again, it's cool to see the visual of sharks in corridors and in, just normal looking rooms that we can relate to. And again, the cast, for the most part, works very well. I might not be the biggest Saffron Burrows fan, but I've seen much, much worse. She's a hell lot better than someone like Megan Fox. I'll pick her over Megan Fox any day, week, month, or year. Megan Fox can suck my dick. Figuratively or literally. Take your pick. Do both, all I care. Now that image is in my head, now I'm stuttering. But it moves at a good enough pace. It doesn't get boring. Very fun, very entertaining. Doesn't hold back on its R-ratedness. Doesn't try to pussify it. Doesn't try to... What's the term? It doesn't try to neuter it, censor it. It doesn't try to censor it. And again, there's some good lines of dialogue. For example, when LL Cool J, Saffron Burrows, and Thomas Jane go to depressurize, they have to let the water flow up, and LL Cool J is giving a speech, and I like the speech that he gives. I should have had it on here. Now I gotta spend time finding it. But LL Cool J, as a rapper turned actor, he did not annoy me. He's kind of in there where I don't mind Ice Cube, I don't mind certain things. Tupac, he's pretty good in certain things. Again, I don't think LL Cool J is that bad at all. Oh, a previous line when he was talking about Michael Rapaport. Einstein's theory of relativity. Grab hold of a hot pan, a second can seem like an hour. Put your hands on a hot woman, an hour can seem like a second. It's all relative. Then Michael Rapaport goes, I spent 4 years at Caltech, and that's the best physics explanation I've ever heard. And then, try to find that. Yes, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, because I carry a big stick, and I'm the meanest motherfucker in the valley. 2 sharks down, Lord, 1 demon fish to go. Can you get an amen? I have fun. That's what it's meant to be, a blockbuster, fun popcorn movie. And this to me is fun. I find nothing fun with Jurassic World. This to me is fun. Cast that I give a shit about. R-rated thrills are not censored or neutered. If you don't complain about the plot, then you have to complain about the plot of Jurassic World because it does the exact same thing, but that gets to pass. At least this I find more entertainment value out of. It's not pussified, neutered bullshit and just trying to copy scenes from the first Jurassic Park film. Some other bullshit. And there's some good surprises in here, like the Sam Jackson moment. Or the moment where, they find out that the shark has been herding them around in order to get it so level that they can break through this sweet part of this fence that was up high. And most of these films, the woman survives. Not this movie. That was another big surprise. Like, oh, shit. Just like, she's the one who wanted to push this. She's the one who thought of this. She's the one who knew certain things and didn't tell the other people about it. Didn't tell some of the other scientists. Didn't tell Thomas Jane about it. Thomas Jane kind of knew what was going on, or he had an idea, I should say, but she threatened him because I guess he had been in jail. I don't remember if they said what he was in jail previously for, but she kind of threatens him and to keep him quiet. So maybe that's the point, is that she's not the most likable character, but still you'll, okay, she's the woman, she's going to live. Of course she's going to live, she's the woman. It doesn't matter, because she does the self-sacrifice. Well, the right thing, I should say. She does the right thing. Shark's no blood, cuts herself, puts it in so that the shark gets away from the thing so it can make it out to the deep blue sea. Rubs hand in the water, and then goes off, tries to get up, doesn't make it, gets eaten. And you're like, holy shit. The scientist didn't make, the woman didn't make it. This is a movie where 9.5 times out of 10, a woman is the hero or the lead or is going to be making it somehow, some way. This is the case. LL Cool J at one time gets bitten, uses cross to fuck up the thing's eye, which some people don't buy. I think it's bullshit. I think it's more believable than what they did in Jaws 4 with Mario Van Peebles, depending on which ending you see. In one ending he dies, the other ending, Mario Van Peebles is just alive for some reason. I buy this more than Jaws 4. And then pretty much the same where they gotta shoot this harpoon and they hit this thing, blow it up. Thomas Jane has to use his moves to get the shark flopping back and forth so it's not hitting that thing. And then LL Cool J shoots, hits Thomas Jane's leg, as well as hits the shark. And Thomas just like, blow it, blow it. Does it, blows up the shark. Thomas Jane's alive. And then they have some fun banter where Thomas Jane says, a 45-foot shark, and you hit me. Nice. He's like, well, shit, it could have been worse. Could let him eat your ass. And then it ends with the last 2 survivors being the 2 leads. And I'm like, wow, these are the 2 guys I liked the most in the film, and they're the 2 that survived. Big surprise to me, especially when I first saw it. Wow, these are the 2 I liked the most, and they lived. And, you think Sam Jackson's going to live? No. You think the woman's going to live? No. And it just surprised me. I appreciate that. That's what I mean. I appreciate that. This has some nice surprises that people might not respect or might not think about or might not. It deserves a bit of credit for that. And just being, the structure of the facility, the sets, the setting, the production values, some really top-notch special effects. Again, a couple wonky CGI, I will admit, but I have to forgive it because it's 17 years ago. but it mixed in some really good practical effects. R-rated thrills, well done pieces of action, very capable cast. I like the score. Especially the beginning where it's got that, I don't know how the hell to describe it. Sort of that ping, almost as if it was a submarine. Pew, 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 pew. Trevor Rabin? Did he do the Destroy the Cliffhanger? Might be thinking of a different person, though. Trevor Rabin, he did a good job with the score. Overall, I really enjoy this film. I think it's an underrated film. I think it's a very fun, entertaining flick. I definitely think it's worth your time. Well, I mean, anyone who's seen this have seen the movie, to be honest. And if you made it this far, you know I always spoil everything in reviews. But yeah, I love this film. I think it's a great film. I think it deserves a bit more appreciation. So thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.